Orei reached out to me and said, hey, that other system we sent you was going to work great, but it wasn't going to allow you to expand. So how about you send that back to us and we'll send you something way better. They sent me a whole new ToVi setup that allows me to control similar to the last setup that I had, but also expand on it. Now, it could expand really big. They sent me 4 encoders, 4 decoders, and the controller. Can't show you the controller because it's actually being used right now. Now, I've been using this system for about 2-3 weeks, struggling, playing, experimenting, finding the pros and the cons of this system, and I really like it. My wife in the beginning said, no, pull it out, it's really laggy, and I can't even watch my show. But the reason why it was laggy is because I set it up wrong. So you guys know, I was trying to do stuff that it can work, but it's not recommended to work. Now, the reason why I say that is multicast and unicast. Now, unicast, it will work no problems, and it was working great. So then I reached out to support and they said, you should be using multicast. And then they highlighted something in the manual for me and said, this right here is the optimal setup. I was trying to run everything off of one switch. Here is a quick little network drawing from the manual with a couple added features in here. On the left-hand side, we have our encoders. This is our sources. On the right-hand side, we have our decoders. These go to each TV. In the middle here, as you can see, it requires a 1 gigabit Ethernet switch. I am using the GWN 7803PL Pro switch from Grandstream. And at the top here, we have our controller box. On the left-hand side here, we have the video network. This will go to our dedicated switch. And on the right-hand side, we have the LAN network connection that goes to our main network that we can use to control the controller box. The video network port on the controller box is PoE, like all the other devices, the encoders and decoders. And I learned a lot of things. Multicast will bombard your switch and just flood every port and make things miserable for everything that's on that network. Support said any of these devices keep on a dedicated switch that's not cloud managed, that can handle the protocols that it needs. Now, the protocols it needs, IGMP snooping has to be enabled, and on the switch I have there, it's just a toggle. It has to have IGMP Courier, so that way it can seal the traffic and then know where the traffic is supposed to be going to each port. Very, very handy, because if it doesn't know where it is, it just floods the system when we don't want that. And we also need the service fast leave, immediate leave, which means it will talk to the device quicker, so when you're changing your channels and changing devices, it works way faster. Other than that, the system works fine. Now, if you're still paying attention here, hopefully, if you want a system where you can just buy a bunch of these and a bunch of these, encoders and decoders, and plug it in and it worked, they have a switch optimized for you to just buy it, plug it in, and it'll work. No settings, no logging into the switches, no doing anything else. Of course, if you did have any problems, they will be happy to do remote support and help you with it. Their support said, if you want to have a setup that just works, you'll buy however many encoders and decoders you need, and their switch. You'll plug it in, it'll just work. I did the other approach of, I'm going to use whatever I want and drive my family crazy. But got it all sorted out. So, you don't have to have many devices. You can use this very scalably. You can have 4 encoders or 5 encoders or 10 encoders and only 2 decoders. Or you could have 2 encoders and a whole pile of decoders. Now, you're going to say, what's an encoder and what's a decoder? An encoder takes the source. So in my case, I have 2 IPTV boxes, an Apple TV, and then my video system that I distribute for the house so people can see the cameras. So I have 4 encoders. Each encoder is needed per device. The best part about this whole system is it's all PoE powered. Now in my scenario, I have one device that's not PoE powered because it's downstairs at the TV, but I'll show you a little clip of how I got that working. The rest of it's all PoE powered. And I like that because if you have any issues, you can either reboot the switch or you can reboot the port. You're going to need to manage that, so I'll show you a trick for that later on because it's kind of dedicated to switch offline just to handle this traffic, but there are ways to do that. If you have two identical boxes, and I have two IPTVs, the reason why I went for this system is because I want to be able to move one IPTV box to maybe my theater room or my bedroom where we're watching TV. And if the kid is watching a show with her friends, they want to watch it on another device. Now the problem arises if you have one remote or two remotes, you go into a room and you push the channel up. Some systems will broadcast that IR signal across all the devices out, and whoever's listening will take those commands. That's a problem if you have two devices, because if you push channel up once, it will do it to both boxes when you don't want it to. But this system, it will only send the IR signal to wherever you're standing from. So for an example, if I'm in my theater room and I have the remote and I'm on source 1 and I push the channel up, whatever's plugged into source 1, IPTV say A, it will control that. If I go into my bedroom and I have it set to source 2 and I have the remote in there, it will only send the IR signal to 2. It won't send it to number 1. And it works very well. I like that because I'm sharing remotes right now until I buy some more. That huge feature, because we don't want the kid using the remote and changing the channel when we're watching a show, right? Downstairs at my TV, I have no way to get Ethernet down there. There's a coax cable down there. So I went and grabbed my Mocha adapter from my last project, put it downstairs, took the power cord out of this, plugged it in down there, connected it, and it worked great. So I was happy with that. Didn't have to do anything special to get that working, other than plug in power to it, and it works. I'll show you a little clip of that in the video here. Okay, just a little short clip of this system working down here on my home TV here. Turn down the sound so I don't get in trouble. So I put the IR receiver that talks to the device back behind my TV. So back here we have the old mount that I made that used to have my IPTV plugged directly into here, and it was wireless. Now they're all upstairs. We have one decoder back here, and I've cleaned up the wiring as much as I possibly can, other than this coax cable. Now this coax cable is using Mocha and bringing down Ethernet to an adapter back here. There's a adapter right there behind the TV, and it's plugged into this decoder, which is number 1, right? And it's powered by the power adapter that comes with it, because we can't do PoE down here because my house wasn't run with Ethernet downstairs here, and I have no way of getting it here because it's an outside wall that goes upstairs that doesn't connect. So Ethernet cable goes from here down to the Mocha adapter. The Mocha adapter is plugged in with coax to the wall. All three devices are powered. We got TV power, the ToVi decoder power, and then the Mocha adapter power. And it's all connected back here. Working great. Just have a cheap HDMI cable for now because this was in testing phases. And it's nice and clean because the wife likes to pull the TV out and move it around and stuff. But that's it working right there. And a quick back up here and still working. This system isn't the 4K system because most of my TVs are 1080p, and I don't really care if I see 4K or 1080p. As long as the quality looks good, I'm just watching the show. And they are coming up with an app, and hopefully I get the chance to play with that before video 2, but if not, maybe I'll do like a quick little video 3 of how the app works. But right now, you can go to the said controller's IP address on your phone in a web browser, and you can move things around, and it works great. I'll give you guys a little demo of that with an iPad and maybe my laptop and maybe my phone. That all works great, per se. So I'm going to show you a little clip of how messy my closet is right now, and then I will show you how easy it is to adopt these devices and get them working. I'll give you a quick little breakdown here. So the top rack is the home network. It holds the cameras, the ONT for the internet. It's got a router, which is a Route 10, a Altalabs S24 switch.
And the three, so I have an encoder, IPTV box, another encoder, IPTV box, and then my camera system is up on number 3. It's blinking because it's gone to sleep for the display output. I have to go back there and wake it up. It is all running. It was in this rack, but I was having problems with multicast and traffic and stuff like that. So I have 100% isolated the system using this Grandstream 7803PL Pro switch with multicast and a bunch of settings. I'll show you that in video 2. Right now, it's just in setup mode. Right now, it's just connected and working for the last week or so. Before it was kind of glitchy, but now it's not because I fixed it because it's isolated. The controller has 2 ports. One is going to the switch to control all the devices. And then this one right here, this cable, going up to my home network so I can control it from the phones and tablets and computers. So right now, yes, it is very, very, very messy as I am in programming stages and testing and stuff like that. I'm going to reach out and buy a rack kit because these guys make a kit that these bolt together, and I can put all 4 encoders into a 1U here, and then I can slide this switch that is controlling it back up into the rack.
Instead of showing you how the system works and a couple little features, I'm going to wait till video number 2. What I'm going to focus on is setting up the multicast settings on the switch, so that way you guys have a great idea and perfection of how it's working. Then I'll be able to show you how easy it is to switch with different devices, iPhone, Android, a tablet, very easy by going to a web browser. And then I'll show you guys some footage of it fully installed. I have to go pull a bunch of Cat 6 wires, and that's going to take me a bit. So, as you guys are watching this, video number 2 will be in progress, and you guys can stay tuned for that one. So hopefully this one is a great intro to the system. Audio video over IP on a switch with multicast works great in my test environment. So now I'm going to go install it. So hopefully your site liked and subscribed, and we'll go from there. Part 2 is going to be good.